breast is very important to almost everybody. We all know that the breast is important to all women. Breast is important for most men, and breast is important for children. So the breast is basically very, very important. It's a mark of femininity. It's what makes many women feel that they are women, for example. Now, unfortunately, there's something called breast cancer, which attacks the breast and which causes a lot of distress to families and individuals. Now, breast cancer is the number one cancer that affects women. So it is important, if for nothing at all, because it's the most important cancer that affects women. In this country, is the most important cancer in both sexes, both men and women. If you put everything together, breast cancer is number one. And it's also the number one cause of deaths from cancer in this country. So clearly, it is very important that we tackle it, because if we are to avoid deaths from cancer, then the first thing we'll be talking about will be breast cancer. When breast cancer is diagnosed early, it can be cured. But when it's diagnosed late, then the cure rate is very low. And unfortunately, in this country, more than half of our patients will come when it's too late. So at that point, we can't help them. And that's why we are putting a lot of emphasis on early detection of breast cancer, because that is when we can cure it. As I said, we have a situation where people are always coming late, either because they are afraid of the treatment that we are going to give them, or they go in and try other things. They go and try herbs and prayers and so on, and only come to us when things have gone out of hand. Breast cancer can be prevented, but in most instances, it can't be prevented. The reason is that we don't have one single cause for breast cancer. There are some diseases where you have one cause for it. It may be a virus, or it may be some chemicals and so on. For example, people who smoke can get cancer of the lungs. And if nobody smokes, cancer of the lungs will be virtually wiped out. The same with cancer of the cervix. It's caused by a virus. But breast cancer is not so. So in spite of the fact that you may do a lot to prevent it, it still might come. In fact, in the majority of cases of breast cancer, you cannot identify what caused it. Because of that, yes, we will encourage people to do all the things that will prevent cancer, eating the right foods and so on, exercising and vitamins and all those things will help, but will not prevent it. So the important thing, or the most important, is early detection.